Today we're going to tackle about finding the target market. I am your teacher or instructor from the Institute of Management, Donaida B. Ramos. So the direct learning outcome is we will be able to distinguish the target market. Let us read from the quotation first from Seth Godin. He said that everyone is not your customer is one of the basic principles of marketing. So remember, every company and every product has a unique target users and buyers as well. Not everyone will appreciate it, use it, or consequently buy it as well. But even so, when we launch a company or create a product, we attempt to relate it to everyone and claim that they will be our customers. But that is not how it operates. That is why it was Philip Kotler mentioned, there is only one winning strategy. It is to carefully define the target market and direct a superior offering to that market. So let us learn more about this. On the ways of finding your target market. So in order to market your product or service, it is imperative that you tailor your marketing and sales efforts to specifically reach the segment of population that will most likely buy your product or service. It is critical that you first determine or clearly identify your primary market. Your energies and funds then can be spent more efficiently. If you don't know your customers are, how will you be able to assess whether you are meeting their needs, since success depends on your being able to meet customers' needs and desires. You must know who your customers are, what they want, where they live, and as well if they can afford it. So targeting your customer is simply defining who your primary customer will be. The market should be measurable, sufficiently large, and as well as reachable. All right, so let us study the three major types of markets. All right, so a market is simply a group of actual or potential buyers of a product. And to begin with, the first one is the consumer market. Remember, if the consumer market, those are the individuals and household. With this, those are the one who buy goods for their own use or as well as the benefit are part of the consumer market. So for example, are the drug and grocery items, those are the common types of consumer products. Second, we have is the industrial market. Okay, with regards to this, these are the individuals or groups or as well as an organization that purchase your product or service for direct use in producing other products or for use in their day-to-day operations. So that is industrial market. And the third is the reseller market. These are concerning about the middlemen or the intermediaries, such as the wholesalers, the retailers, who definitely buy finished goods and resell them for a profit. Okay, so remember the three types of major markets: the consumer market, the industrial market, and the reseller market. Now, how do I figure out who my ideal customer is? That is a definitely wonderful question. So there are 5 things to consider when you're going to visualize your ideal customer. All right. So on this slide, we will discuss the demographic feature, which are the following. First, the gender. The question here is, does your product or service appeal more to men or women? Next, the age. Another question will be, is your customer likely to be under 20s or over 50s? Otherwise, you might be able to think now there are entering college or college graduate, reaching retirement, somewhere in between. So those are the questions that we have to consider. Third one is the income. Income, if you're selling an expensive product or service, your customer probably needs an income level high enough to be able to afford what you're offering. So these are the three things that you have to consider when we're talking about the demographic feature. The next slide here is about the psychographics. Okay. When we say the psychographic, this defines the psychological characteristics and traits such as values, desires, attitudes, values, goals, interests, and lifestyle choices. So a good example that we have here is Southwest Airlines has positioned itself as an innovative and fun airline that takes passengers on short, inexpensive excursions, whereas the Delta chooses to promote reliability and safety. Therefore, if the passenger chooses a flight that is, reliable and safe, they most probably would choose the Delta Airlines. And despite if the ticket price is high. While the other passengers whose characteristic is they value the time or otherwise the money, they would rather choose the Southwest Airlines. So as you can see, these are the psychographic characteristics of our target customers. The last on our list, or the fifth one, is the mail order affinity. People who bought through the mail or online before are likely to do it again. What other things might these people have bought through the mail or online that could give them a high propensity to purchase the product or the service? So remember, class, the question would be where? Where did the customer can or could purchase the product? It could be mail, online, or on the store. So those are the 5 things we have to consider when finding the target markets. These are the initial things or the 5 things that could be easily understood. Okay. In application, let us study a target market worksheet. Okay. So you're the proud designer and manufacturer of a sweet house clubhouse, a kid-sized clubhouse that comes in a kid parents can assemble for the kids to have hours of imaginative, entertaining playtime. It sells for 1,600 pesos plus shipping and handling. Who would be the ideal customer for this product? So we have to have this list: the gender, the age, the income, the psychographics, mail or order affinity as well. So to answer this worksheet, let us answer the gender. So probably the people who would be able to buy this are the women, as they buy mostly for their children, okay, for their children's needs. Next, on the age, there would be probably 2 categories: young mothers between the ages of 23 and 33, grandmothers over 50. So we have 2. Remember that. From the women gender, then with the 2 categories of the age. Okay. Next would be the income. How much would be the income of the woman who could probably afford this product? So initially we could say probability or estimatedly 18,000 pesos plus. Okay, they could budget this one. And the psychographics, they would probably be the homeowners, or those are to have room for their clubhouse. With young possibility, they would be busy working moms. Right. The last one is the mail order affinity. Those are where they bought this product, which is they bought the toys and or the children's clothing through the mall. So that's all, folks. Just remember the quotation from Chris Murray. Understand why you are different and how you help. Recognize your target market and give them something they might even realize they are missing. So a reference for today, and have a nice day. Thank you for listening.